Hi, my name is Patrick Williams, and today I'm here with Julie and Karen and Jamie again, and we're going to continue our discussion on the Consolidated Appropriations Act. And today we're going to talk about gag clauses.
Our question for our panelists down there, Julie, is what the heck is a gag clause? And really, why is it important to be removed?
Okay, well, these are great questions. So a gag clause, you've probably all heard of them mostly in terms of an employment agreement or a patent deal when you're going to do something. And it's just a clause that prevents a party from providing certain types of information or receiving certain types of information. So in this context, in the health plan, the ERISA Group, employer provided group health plan context, in self-insured plans in particular, in the contracts entered into with the TPAs that are called usually ASOs, administrative service only agreements, there's a gag clause, which has prevented employers from obtaining their own claims information and price information, which, as we know from the prior videos, prevents them from adhering with their fiduciary obligations to monitor their service providers and make sure that the costs paid are reasonable. So if you have a gag clause in your contract, you need to make sure it's removed. And I believe the next question is, why is it important? It's important because so far, these gag clauses have operated to prevent employers from complying with their fiduciary duty to monitor service providers. And if you can't audit claims or understand the price you're paying for various services, you're really not able to effectively carry out your fiduciary obligations and make sure that any costs paid from plan assets are reasonable. You can't extend any contract with someone who won't remove the gag clause. But if you're mid-contract and you want this information and it's not given to you, first of all, you should probably put it in writing and let the DOL know that your service provider is refusing to give you this information, because like the broker disclosures that we discussed, even though that's not written into this, it can't hurt to show the DOL that you tried and, that you couldn't affect compliance. But you might need to file a lawsuit as the employer to either get the information that you're entitled to or to terminate the contract because it's been breached and seek damages. The final piece of this is employers will have to do an attestation every year that they have complied with this procedure and sought to have all gag clauses removed. And if not removed, they'll have to explain why. So it's not a, if you want to do this, it's a, you better do it, and you better do it now starting this year.
And I think to add to that, there's one thing we need to keep in mind, and that is, once you would get rid of the gag clause, then you really do need to actually look at the information, because you're going to find information by auditing your claims that you're not going to find in the disclosures. For example, whether somebody's been paid twice for an operation on the same day for the same person, whether there's cross-plan offsetting, whether there's something wrong with the way in which the claims are being reduced, or whether claims are being properly paid. Those are all things that plan sponsors should be monitoring, and you can't do that if you can't get the data.
Great point, Karen. So it's almost kind of be careful what you wish for. Now we have access to all of our information, and the big F is inserted into the fiduciary with the healthcare plans, and now the real work begins. Thank you guys so much for talking a little bit about removal of the gag clauses.
Thank you. And as stated before, we will be creating further videos exploring the ramifications of the Consolidated Appropriations Act. Thanks for your participation today. Again, follow us on LinkedIn at One Vision Analytics, or our website at www.1v-a.com, or at Berger Montague at www.bergermontague.com. Thank you.